So Tony, what were some of the other modifications that you would do at Pacific?
The Smoothie Bolt was kind of where, you know, the thing called Kapp got its start. And basically the way that got started was I worked for that gunsmithing shop, and a gentleman named Mac Scott was the owner of the shop. Doug McDougall was the other owner. I was the little third employee. And Mac made this thing called a 45 auto bench block, which is a little aluminum block that you can put down on your bench and do things like stake your grip screw bushings, stake your plunger tube housing, and cost very little to make. Cost very little to anodize, and they sold for like 45 bucks. And I was looking at that and thinking, wow, that's like 400 or 500% markup. You know, why can't I do something like that? And then as I went to Pacific, Chris wanted me to try to make a Venturi bolt. And my machine shop at home was kind of a little crude, and so making the Venturi bolt was really difficult. And I thought, God, you know, what's the real advantage in a Venturi bolt? I bet I could make a bolt that mimics the stock WGP bolt with no O-rings, that fits perfectly in the receiver, so it doesn't need O-rings, and it's really easy to clean when you break a ball. I bet I could make something like that and sell it just like the 45 auto bench blocks. And so I made a prototype. We took that prototype to a place called Swissco, which was down in like southwest Santa Rosa. A guy named John Vandeventer, who I knew, and he's the one who made the 45 auto bench blocks. And I said, John, how much for a Smoothie Bolt? You know, how much to make these? And he said, well, you know, for 50, it'll be this much. For 100, it'll be this much. For 200, it'll be this much. And that right there was how basically how Kapp got its start. And so we made, I think we made 100 of those bolts. They cost us $4 to make. They sold for 20. And so the markup was outstanding. Good quality product. I still have a couple of them in my bag, and I like using them if I have a gun that has a quick pin. The Sniper 3 that I'm playing with, I've put a Sniper 2, the old style where you pull the knob on the bolt, the two balls retract and you pull it out, which I kind of like that because it's a little bit retro, but I should set up a Sniper with a Smoothie Bolt on it just because, I guess.
And what were some of the other modifications that you would do on autocockers? Yeah,
we did all sorts of things like adjustable sears, where you could stick an Allen wrench down through the top of the receiver, like this gun has, and go down and adjust your engagement. I kind of like to think I did it a little bit cleaner than the other guys that do it. You know, like this one here you can see was drilled down through the top of the receiver. I didn't like how that bare aluminum looked, so I would turn the receiver over and drill it from the bottom, and when the drill bit would just break out into the sight track, I would stop. So when you put an Allen wrench down there, you could barely see the hole, so I thought that was a little bit cleaner way of doing it. I never put like the holes in the side of the body for the set screws. I didn't like doing that. I thought that looked really cheesy. And other things we did, relief holes, like in the side of the feed neck, I'd take a 5/16 milling cutter and go in and plunge that in, so some of the blow-by around your bolt had somewhere to go. And also when you chopped a ball, yeah. And of course the Cooper T ball detents, I hate to think how many of those I put in, but it was a lot, a whole lot of them. Other things like I made full-size cockers and snipers into minis. That was pretty common. I could do that really fast. I was set up to do that in about half an hour.
It's funny that you kept a lot of the serial numbers that you would cut off.
I did, yeah. Yeah, in fact, I had a whole box of them, because the reason I did that was because when I was a gunsmith, we built these custom 45 autos where we would cut off the last ½ inch of the slide before we'd screw on what was called a pin gun weight. And so we started saving this box of those cut off slides. And so
I never know what you could do with them.
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of neat.
Yeah.
Paperweights.
Yeah.